朋友们好，欢迎您来到大卫的频道。今天您将看到 N400-12部分中关键词以及问答。本视频除了有关键词的问答之外，还包括了 Yes、No 的问答。这些是美国入籍面试有可能遇到的问题。本视频是第7小单元的练习。新来的朋友，欢迎您订阅。让我们开始吧。
Have you ever left the United States to avoid being drafted in the U.S. Armed Forces? No. Avoid. 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 Do you know what avoid means? What does avoid mean? Keep away from, or stop from doing something. Keep away from, or stop from doing something. Keep away from, or stop from doing something. Have you ever applied for any kind of exemption from military service in the U.S. Armed Forces? No. Exemption. 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 Do you know what exemption means? What does exemption mean? Free from liability or duty. Free from liability or duty. Free from liability or duty. Military service. Military service. Military service. Do you know what military service means? What does military service mean? A period of service in the armed forces. A period of service in the armed forces. A period of service in the armed forces. Have you ever deserted from the U.S. Armed Forces? No. Deserted. 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 Do you know what deserted means? What does deserted mean? Leaving in order to escape. Leaving in order to escape. Leaving in order to escape. Are you a male who lived in the United States at any time between your 18th and 26th birthdays? This does not include living in the United States as a lawful non-immigrant. No. Do you support the Constitution and form of government of the United States? Yes. Constitution. 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 Do you know what Constitution means? What does Constitution mean? The supreme law of the land. The supreme law of the land. The supreme law of the land. Do you understand? The full oath of allegiance to the United States. Yes. Oath of allegiance. Oath of allegiance. Oath of allegiance. Do you know what oath of allegiance means? What does oath of allegiance mean? A promise to be faithful to country. A promise to be faithful to country. A promise to be faithful to country. Are you willing to take the full oath of allegiance to the United States? Yes. If the law requires it, are you willing to bear arms on behalf of the United States? Yes. Bear arms. Bear arms. Bear arms. Do you know what bear arms means? What does bear arms mean? Take up weapons and go to war. Take up weapons and go to war. Take up weapons and go to war. If the law requires it, are you willing to perform non-combatant services in the U.S. Armed Forces? Yes. Non-combatant. 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 Do you know what non-combatant means? What does non-combatant mean? A person who is not engaged in fighting during a war. A person who is not engaged in fighting during a war. A person who is not engaged in fighting during a war. If the law requires it, are you willing to perform work of national importance under civilian direction? Yes. Civilian direction. Civilian direction. Civilian direction. Do you know what civilian direction means? What does civilian direction mean? Government orders that do not involve fighting. Government orders that do not involve fighting. Government orders that do not involve fighting.
我们今天的练习就到这里。N400关键词系列也将告一段落。接下来要开始新的系列，模拟面试以及面试当天的注意事项。还要说明，如果您对N400的学习还有特别的需要，请在下面留言。就要到来的 2020年11月，那是美国人选总统的庄严时刻。如果那时您仍是入籍备考者，就还没有权利投票。您可有权利投票给我们的频道，您的这一票就是点赞、订阅和分享。我们就需要您的这宝贵的一票，这一票是对我们最大的支持和鼓励。祝您好运，谢谢收看，下期再见。